Once upon a time, in a remote corner of the countryside, there stood an old and weathered ranch. It had once been a place of vibrant life and prosperity, but over the years, it had fallen into disrepair, becoming a haunting reminder of a forgotten era. The ranch was surrounded by vast stretches of untamed wilderness, with towering trees and meandering streams that seemed to hold secrets of their own. The legends and rumors surrounding the ranch were whispered among the locals, passed down through generations. They spoke of a dark history, a series of tragedies that had befallen those who dared to inhabit or even approach the cursed grounds. The stories told of inexplicable disappearances, apparitions that roamed the halls, and the chilling echoes of tormented souls. Despite the warnings, a group of thrill-seekers, consisting of 4 friends, Emma, Alex, Lily, and Mark, decided to investigate the ranch for themselves. Their curiosity fueled their adventurous spirits, and they were determined to unravel the mysteries that shrouded the old, abandoned estate. One autumn afternoon, the group gathered their gear, which included flashlights, cameras, and a notebook to document their findings. As they approached the ranch, a sense of unease settled over them. The wind whispered through the trees, carrying with it a faint sense of foreboding. The front gate creaked as they pushed it open, its rusty hinges protesting against the intrusion. The sprawling property, with its decaying structures and overgrown gardens, stood before them like a forgotten relic of a bygone era. They stepped tentatively onto the weathered porch, the floorboards groaning under their weight, as if warning them of the perils that lay within. With trembling hands, Emma turned the worn doorknob, and they entered the foyer. The air was stale and heavy, filled with the scent of decay. Dust particles danced in the beam of their flashlights as they ventured further into the heart of the ranch. Each room they explored revealed the echoes of the past. Faded wallpaper peeled from the walls, and broken furniture lay scattered across the floors. The remnants of a forgotten life told a silent tale of abandonment and despair. As they moved deeper into the ranch, the atmosphere grew more oppressive, as if the very air itself was infused with the weight of sorrow and tragedy. Their cameras captured glimpses of unexplained phenomena, a flicker of movement in the corner of a room, whispers on the wind that spoke of forgotten secrets, and cold drafts that seemed to breathe life into the ethereal realm. Goosebumps rose on their skin, and a shiver ran down their spines, but their determination pushed them forward. One room, in particular, drew their attention, a study, where a grand mahogany desk sat covered in a thick layer of dust. Lily approached it cautiously, her fingers tracing the edge, as if connecting with a long-lost presence. Suddenly, a hidden compartment sprung open, revealing a faded photograph. It depicted a family, their smiles belying the darkness that surrounded them. As the friends examined the photo, a voice echoed through the room, a gentle, sorrowful voice that seemed to emanate from the very walls. It spoke of tragedy, of lives lost too soon, and a curse that had befallen the ranch. The voice warned them to leave, to abandon their quest before it was too late. Fear gripped their hearts, but their curiosity could not be quelled. They pressed on, determined to uncover the truth. As night fell, they found themselves in the dilapidated ballroom, where a grand chandelier swayed eerily overhead, casting grotesque shadows across the room. In the darkness, a figure materialized, a specter of a woman dressed in a tattered, white gown, Her eyes glowed with a haunting intensity, and her voice, laced with sorrow, whispered through the air. "Beware," she warned, "for the curse that binds this place is relentless and unforgiving. Leave now, while you still can." But the friends, caught in the grip of their own curiosity, stood firm. They believed that by uncovering the truth behind the curse, they could break its hold on the ranch and bring peace to the tormented spirits. Ignoring the specter's plea, they pressed forward, determined to delve deeper into the ranch's dark past. Their exploration led them to a hidden cellar beneath the ballroom. The stairs creaked beneath their weight as they descended into the depths of the unknown. The air grew colder, damp with the lingering presence of despair. The flickering light of their flashlights revealed rows of rusted shackles on the walls, a grim reminder of the ranch's sinister history. As they ventured further into the cellar, a faint chanting reached their ears, growing louder with each step. Following the sound, they discovered a hidden chamber, lit by a dim, flickering candle. In the center of the room, a small altar stood, adorned with faded symbols and scattered bones. It was there, in that unholy sanctuary, that they uncovered the dark secret of the ranch. Long ago, a cult had occupied the property, practicing forbidden rituals and offering human sacrifices to appease ancient, malevolent forces. The spirits of the victims, trapped in a perpetual state of suffering, sought vengeance against any who dared to disturb their resting place. Realizing the gravity of their situation, the friends attempted to flee, but the entrance to the cellar had vanished, leaving them trapped in the chamber of horrors. Panic surged through their veins as the chanting grew louder, the voices seemingly closing in on them from all directions. Their flashlight beams danced wildly, revealing the ghastly figures of the tortured spirits. Eyes hollow and filled with malice, they reached out with ethereal hands, clawing at the air, yearning for release from their eternal torment. The friends huddled together, their hearts pounding in their chests, as the spirits drew closer, their moans of anguish reverberating through the chamber. Just as all hope seemed lost, a glimmer of light pierced the darkness, a single beam from a hidden skylight above. The friends looked up, their eyes widening with a newfound determination. They had one chance to escape, to break free from the clutches of the curse. With renewed strength, they climbed atop the altar and reached for the skylight, pushing it open with all their might. A rush of fresh air filled the chamber, dispelling the suffocating aura of darkness. As they made their escape, the spirits howled in fury, their attempts to hold on to the fading souls of the living thwarted. Emerging from the cellar, the friends stumbled into the moonlit night, their bodies drenched in sweat, their hearts pounding. They gazed back at the ranch, its silhouette standing as a testament to the horrors they had faced. The spirits, trapped within, seethed with anger and frustration, forever bound to the ranch's malevolent embrace. As they retreated from the cursed grounds, the friends made a pact, a vow to protect others from falling prey to the ranch's insidious grip. They would spread the tale of their harrowing experience, warning all who would listen to avoid the haunted estate, to resist the temptation of curiosity and the allure of its secrets. Years passed, and the friends remained true to their pact. They shared their terrifying encounter with anyone who would listen, ensuring that the legends and warnings surrounding the ranch persisted. Their tale became etched into the fabric of local folklore, a chilling reminder of the ranch's malevolence. Meanwhile, the ranch stood as a forsaken monument to the souls trapped within its walls. Its reputation grew, attracting thrill-seekers and paranormal enthusiasts from far and wide. Some dismissed the stories as mere superstition, seeking the thrill of a haunted experience. Others, however, heeded the warnings, understanding the true dangers that lurked within. Over time, the ranch became a place of dark tourism, with visitors attempting to brave its ominous halls. But many soon discovered that the spirits were not idle. The torment grew stronger, the manifestations more sinister. Visitors reported unexplained scratches, disembodied whispers that echoed through the night, and the chilling sensation of being watched by unseen eyes. One day, a team of renowned paranormal investigators arrived at the ranch. Determined to uncover the truth behind the curse and the restless spirits, they embarked on an extensive investigation. Armed with advanced equipment and unwavering determination, they delved into the ranch's dark history. Their investigation led them deep into the ranch's forgotten archives, where they uncovered a hidden diary. Its pages contained the personal accounts of a previous owner, a man consumed by greed and obsessed with dark rituals. It revealed that the curse upon the ranch had been deliberately summoned by his twisted desires. As the investigators deciphered the diary's cryptic passages, they stumbled upon a revelation, a way to break the curse and free the tormented souls. It required a powerful ritual, a delicate balance of light and darkness. Armed with this newfound knowledge, they set out to bring an end to the suffering that had plagued the ranch for so long. On a moonlit night, the investigators gathered within the very heart of the ranch, the chamber of horrors where the spirits had been imprisoned. Candles flickered, casting an otherworldly glow upon their faces as they began the ritual. They chanted ancient incantations, their voices intertwining with the restless whispers of the trapped souls. The air crackled with energy, and a surge of supernatural power filled the chamber. Shadows danced on the walls, and a chilling wind swept through the room. The spirits, sensing the impending change, grew restless, their moans transforming into desperate cries. With each passing moment, the ritual intensified, until finally, a blinding light engulfed the chamber. The spirits let out one final, anguished wail before dissipating into the ethereal realm. The curse that had bound them for centuries was shattered, and the ranch fell silent once more. As the investigators emerged from the ranch, they felt a profound sense of accomplishment. They had succeeded in their mission, bringing peace to the restless souls and breaking the dark hold over the cursed estate. The ranch, now cleansed of its malevolent presence, could finally find a place of rest. Word spread quickly of the investigators' success, and the haunted countryside ranch became a symbol of triumph over darkness. People came from near and far, not to revel in the fear, but to pay their respects and honor the memory of those who had suffered within its walls. The ranch, no longer a place of terror, stood as a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit. It served as a testament to the power of bravery and compassion, showing that even the darkest of curses could be vanquished with unwavering determination and a willingness to confront the unknown. Years later, the friends decided to return to the ranch, curious to witness its newfound peace. As they approached the familiar gates, they couldn't help but feel a sense of trepidation. The memories of their previous encounter weighed heavily on their minds, yet they were also filled with hope for what they might find. To their astonishment, the ranch had undergone a remarkable transformation. Once dilapidated and forgotten, it now stood as a beacon of restoration and renewal. Vibrant flowers bloomed in the gardens, and the once decaying structures had been lovingly restored. The air was no longer heavy with despair, but rather carried a sense of tranquility and healing. The friends stepped onto the porch, the floorboards sturdy and welcoming beneath their feet. As they entered the foyer, they were greeted by a warm and gentle breeze, as if the very spirits they had encountered before now whispered words of gratitude and peace. The interior had been transformed into a museum, dedicated to the history and stories of the ranch. Display cases held artifacts and photographs, telling the tales of both the tragedies and the triumphs that had unfolded within these walls. Visitors walked through the rooms, absorbing the energy of the space, no longer filled with fear, but rather with reverence and awe. As the friends explored the ranch, they discovered a memorial garden tucked away in a secluded corner. Stone markers stood in silent remembrance, each engraved with the names of the souls that had once been trapped within the ranch. It was a place for reflection and contemplation, a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit and the importance of compassion. In the center of the garden, a statue had been erected, a figure reaching skyward, arms outstretched, as if embracing the newfound freedom and peace that now enveloped the ranch. A plaque at its base bore the names of the friends who had dared to face the darkness and bring about its transformation. Their actions had not only freed the spirits but had also inspired a community. The local townspeople had rallied together, forming a foundation dedicated to the preservation of the ranch's history and the support of those affected by its tragic past. Scholarships were established, offering opportunities for education and growth to young individuals who had experienced hardship. The friends, humbled by the impact of their actions, became ambassadors for the ranch, sharing their story of redemption and hope. They traveled the world, speaking at conferences and seminars, spreading the message that even the most haunted of places can be transformed into sources of light and inspiration. And so, the haunted countryside ranch became a place of pilgrimage, not for thrill seekers or those drawn to fear, but for those seeking solace, healing, and the power of transformation. It served as a reminder that even in the face of darkness, the human spirit has the capacity to rise above, to find strength and compassion, and to forge a path towards redemption. The ranch, once a symbol of despair, had become a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. It stood as a reminder that no curse, no matter how dark, is unbreakable in the face of courage, compassion, and the unwavering belief in the power of redemption. And so, the haunted countryside ranch lived on, not as a tale of terror, but as a story of triumph, a beacon of light in a world that often seems shrouded in darkness.